I'm just a girl. Of course I have a closet full of clothes and absolutely nothing to wear. I'm just a girl. Of course I'll ruin my own day by stalking my man's ancient tagged photos. Who even is this girl? I'm just a girl. Of course I want to be independent and babied at the same time. I'm just a girl. Of course I'll flatten your tires and smash your windows. Hell, I'll even try to kill you. But if you can survive all that, I'm sure we can work this out. I'm just a girl. Sometimes I do things just for the aesthetic. Who am I kidding? I do everything for the aesthetic. I'm just a girl. I hate everyone. Why is no one texting me? I'm just a girl. Of course, if I say it's fine, it's totally not fine. It's literally not fine at all. It could not be any less finer. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Of course I'll say I'm not hungry, but the minute my man gets food, I'm starving. I'm just a girl. Would you still love me if I was a literal piece of shit out of your worst enemy's asshole? Why not? I'm just a girl. Of course I can cry my eyes out, wipe my tears, and then take the best picture of my life. It's really not that crazy when you think about it. I'm just a girl. Of course I'll pretend to forgive you. I'm gonna stick around and make sure you get the karma that you deserve. Some people say let God handle it. Not me. I'm gonna handle this one. I'm just a girl. Of course once I break up with you, there's no getting me back. I started planning this breakup 6 months ago. I'm just a girl. Of course I have a section in my closet full of hoodies that I've stolen over the years. I mean collected.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you lick sniz.
Hi, so that's me in the video. I am the snizzlicker, the snizzler, if you will. This video is making the rounds again on Instagram and Twitter, so I just wanted to clarify a few things. I don't take any issue with Andrew Wilson's wife having 3 baby daddies and having been married multiple times before. I don't think it's immoral. I'm a feminist. What I do take issue with is the fact that Andrew Wilson built his platform off of shaming and humiliating women for their past sexual conduct. If Andrew Wilson met a woman like his wife with 3 baby daddies on the whatever podcast, he would shame her, call her a hoe, and tell her she's damaged goods and essentially unlovable, like he's done to many women before in the past. What I want people to take away from this clip is not that Andrew Wilson is a cuck or that Rachel Wilson is a hoe. I want people to understand that they are hypocrites, and that if you're going to marry a woman with a past, then you should give other women the same grace that you give your wife. Let he who is without sin be the first to throw a stone. Or whatever Jesus said. I don't know. I'm not the staunch Christian Andrew Wilson claims himself to be.
So this is where I'm going to ask you to stay in your lane. I think, honestly, you should probably take your 15 seconds and just have that. Don't keep on going. Like, first of all, brother mopped the floor with you in every other part of the debate, but you got a real good, like that was a haymaker. What you did was a haymaker. But I think the difference might be that he and Rachel act like they look like they actually go together. There's a lot of here's the problem as I see it. A lot of modern women are batting out of their league. So a guy that would want them, if they had multiple bodies, they don't want the guy. That's the problem. That's what you're not getting. That's why if they're on the whatever podcast, probably sitting where you sat, that usually means they're delusional. That's why they're there. That usually means they have an OF. They're doing something that's crazy. And they're not backing off of it. They're wanting to continue doing it. That's why take Andrew out of the equation. You can take Brian out of the equation. Men in general are looking at them sideways. Like, why do you think you can have an OF or do all of these things and demand a man that's in this situation a higher caliber than you? Why do you think that you can demand that? Who's telling you that's what you deserve? You think you deserve that, instead of saying, well, you know, I've got this many bodies or I have this many baby daddies. This man seems like he's a good guy and he seems like he's interested in me. He thinks that I'm really, really pretty. I'm checking out his lifestyle. I'm not okay with this, but that's not a big deal. I am okay with where he's going directionally. Let's get together. Most modern women don't think like that. They think, he ain't making as much money as me. He's not as hard of a worker as I am. And all these other things that have no bearing on who the man is or what he's going to do. And that's when you get like, wait a minute, that's hypocritical. That's where people, men specifically, are like, wait a minute, you telling me that you're out of my league, but you know, you're not better than me. You trying to make it seem like you so superior to me, and you're nowhere even close to that.
Chief Keef, this is your last chance, otherwise I'm gone forever. You have 10 minutes to let me know.
Two things here. One, even men with the greatest sense of humor, like they find everything funny, they are not going to find this funny. Because your wedding day should be taken seriously enough that even other people watching this content wouldn't think that you're disrespecting your husband, even if he doesn't think so. Two, could you imagine if a man made this type of video? Like, he would be kicked off the internet within minutes. Double standard at its finest.
You making comments like this on TikTok, your husband about to be gone forever too. Well, I just say fiance.
Are you gonna apologize?
For what?
You really hurt my feelings.
Okay. I'm sorry you have feelings. Must be exhausting.
Give a fuck what you bang, nigga. I let this top bang, nigga. I let this top bang. 100 round, need no aim, nigga. My young nigga shoot stain, nigga. My body shooting at your brain, nigga. Fuck what you bang, nigga. I let this top bang, nigga.
See, now you fucked up, because at your age, you're supposed to be getting a wife, getting a life. Like, how far off the totem pole have you fallen, buddy? Usually when you have a midlife crisis, you like buy a motorcycle or join the military. Like, you got your morals all the way fucked up. Crash, burn, nuked, motherfucker. This is a big issue. How is this? Oh, like, bro, if you wanted to join a gang, you could have joined the fucking police academy and got paid a salary for it. Shoot as many of the ops as you want, because you know exactly where they're at and where the drugs are. Like, what if it took you until 30 to get into the Bloods, bro? Like, you started late in the game. You had other options, bud.
My man said, I ain't got nothing else going on. Might as well. I also think it's a problem with the men who are supposed to be doing the initiation. They don't look like they're doing a good job at all. They don't look like they're doing a good job at all.
I want an apology for making me dig my own car out of the snow. I think as my man, you should have done it for me.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that
and I want an apology because you called me spoiled, and I just don't think that makes me spoiled.
I got the 2 shovels because there were 10 inches of snow around the cars, almost a foot of snow. I did start. Our cars were buried.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it by myself. I needed help.
I just didn't expect to do it because, like, my ex never made me do it.
Would you have helped if he didn't call you spoiled? Or is it just in general, you don't think you should be shoveling snow, period?
I just feel like he's stronger. You know, he's warmer than me. He had a heavier coat. I get cold really fast. I don't think it makes me lazy. I want to feel taken care of.
First of all, I don't like being compared to your ex. I mean, there's a reason why he's your ex. But you know what? I love you summer, winter, spring, autumn, all year round. No matter what the weather's like outside, I still love you. I would hope that you feel the same way too, and that even though it's hard to shovel the snow, that I'm worth it.
I love you too, okay? I just want you to apologize for calling me spoiled, and I just want you to understand that I do a lot of things for you, and I don't announce them.
Why do you think she's being spoiled? What made you say that, Matt?
She was feeling entitled.
Do you feel like she still should have dug the car out?
Yes, well, we got to shovel our snow together.
Man,
our snow.
Yeah, it's our snow.
Emily, but you're not buying it.
I just feel like most women don't shovel snow. I know, Jess, you said you did, but I just don't think that's what's going on out there.
I ain't vibe with y'all, but y'all so mean. Can y'all not be mean to me? Like, what are we being mean to me for? Why? I couldn't even keep my comments on for 2 minutes. So if you have some type of raging vendetta against me for me saying things out of emotions, we all say things we don't mean when we're hurt. I don't want anybody to ever think that that's something I meant. That's something I live by. That's how I feel. Like, no. I was traumatized and I was hurt. And I said some things I did not mean and I shouldn't have said. And I genuinely apologize from the bottom of my heart for those remarks. And yes, I'm gonna leave it at that. But Black people are phenomenal. It's Black History Month. We're going to continue to break down these walls, get over these mountains, and do great things in this world. And, you know, we're God ordained, we're God's people. And yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay? My kids are going to be Black. My dog is Black. I'm black. My mama's black. My friends are black. I love black people. And I love black men. Assalamu alaikum. Let's shake 'em!
Girl, you need to be in prison right now. You need to be in prison right now. You're an idiot. You know you're an idiot and you know what you said. That was stupid.
I knew you was crazy when you drove 2 hours away to pop up at my house thinking that a female was in there.
She was.
To fight.
And would.
After calling 50 times and I didn't answer.
Blew it down. Okay.
Crazy.
I knew you were crazy when I was texting you. I had sent you a picture of something and you said, "Is that right now?" And then like 2 hours later, you sent me a picture of my door. And that was the second time I ever sent you. Popped up.
I knew you was crazy when it's been a year plus and you still go through my phone at night
You go through
when I'm
everything.
sleeping.
Yeah. I don't care if it's 100 years. I knew you was crazy when I said I didn't want my car no more and you smashed it into a tree.
I knew you was crazy because when I did something I wasn't supposed to, you turned into Mario Kart bumper car world in real life.
Smashed the bitch car. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the police was right there.
I didn't care.
Like dead in front of us, and you smacked the car
And did.
and stopped traffic. And
Knew you were crazy when we got into an argument and when I got off from work, you moved the whole bed out of the bedroom and I opened the door with nothing in the bedroom.
I knew you was crazy when you packed all your shit up, changed the tires, filled the tank up to drive an hour away just to come back home. Like, I knew you was just crazy at that point. Cause you're not leaving me.
So basically both of y'all like living dangerously.
Okay, so question for the men. Do y'all know right away when she's the right one? Like, do you know on your first date with her, like, this is wifey, this is the one?
If you're dating an Amazon girl or UPS or FedEx, bro, just leave her. You're getting cheated on. And they're mentally f***ed up in the head, bro. Like,
Really, y'all working at Amazon wearing this, and then you gonna bend over right in front of the camera.
Why you should work at Amazon?
Look how she's dressed. And look at her, how she's dressed. Interesting. Working at Amazon is just like being in high school, and look at how they're dressed and acting in the back. Then you're gonna grab your crotch.
Amazon allegations of girls fucking and niggas fucking. Yes, they do be in there doing that. Yes, they do be. I seen this with like 3 different girlfriends. The bitch had 3 different boyfriends. I'm pretty they're twins in there too. I'm pretty sure the was fucking with the twins. 2 different. Like, I'm confused. I don't know.
Oh, and this is how you dress showing up to work. Okay.
I know I work at Amazon by now, but like the young bitch at Amazon, they be something else. The young bitch, like 18, 19, them bitch be something else.
Y'all have to call each other bitches all the time.
They come in here with booty shorts on, crop tops. They come in here with like, girl, a full face of makeup.
I mean, I thought she said y'all coming to work Amazon dressed like little hoochies. You wearing pajamas and sweats?
Yeah, so I'm walking to my car, right? Some boy was telling me something. You don't like your ass? You don't like your crack? Bro, what? No, he was like, you powerful. You the type to make a pull a Drake out about you. I know.
Look at how excited she is from hearing a dude talk to her like that.
Well, I guess if you're working there, like, there's not really any rules. It's just like a warehouse. So you come in and you get your stuff done. I guess there ain't gonna be any dress code, just as long as you get the packages where they need to go, doing what you need to be doing. There's not much else that has a rule.
So I'm noticing that there are a lot of women on the internet who are 35 plus, and they're very, very angry. And the reason why they're angry is because they're trying to figure out why is it that men their age are choosing to be with younger women. Outside of the physical, there's 2 main reasons as to why they're choosing to be with younger women. Number one is younger women are usually more teachable. Secondly, younger women tend to have less baggage. Once a woman starts getting to that 35 plus age range, first of all, a lot of times she's very, very desperate. She has been ran through. A lot of the time she has had, a lot of failed relationships. She's probably a baby mom to one or two men, right? So she has a lot of baggage, right? And the older that a woman becomes, the more stuck in her ways she becomes, which means that she does not want to be taught by a man, right? If anything, at this point, she is just looking for a simp or somebody to be okay with taking on all her baggage and trauma and being okay with it. And then also looking for a provider, something that feels safe, something that feels secure, even though she wasn't thinking about this in her 20s and in her 30s when she was getting ran through and, baby mom left and right. And just all of these things that just it's just not appealing as far as a man wanting to choose a wife, right? So with that being said, the reason why they're picking younger women is because younger women are obviously more physically attractive a lot of times. And on top of that, they don't have children. And on top of that, they're able to actually be taught. And when a man is talking about a long-term relationship with a woman, especially marriage, he very much wants to be the leader of his household, and he very much wants to be able to teach his woman, because men are leaders. That's the way that God designed it. So with that being said, I say it time and time again, it is not a flex, ladies, to stay out on the dating market and, forever into your late 30s and early 40s. It is not a flex. The faster that you can get married, the better off you are, because all that's out here in the dating market is just you having a higher chance of being a baby mom and having a higher chance of having more emotional baggage, filled relationships, and trauma.
My shit is right here. My shit is right here.
You're in a public gym, filming in front of a dumbbell rack, and you're getting angry at people for walking through your video while they're putting their weights back. This is honestly ridiculous. Putting a camera in front of a dumbbell rack is always going to result in people walking through your frame. And that's on you, not on the people trying to get or return the weights. I don't care who you are. Your video is never more important than other members, and if you can't handle that, you shouldn't be filming in public spaces. So here are your charges, young man. First-degree entitlement, public space misuse, unlawful camera placement, and disorderly gym conduct.
What do you want him to do, man? You're sitting in front of it. You're sitting in front of the rack. You're sitting in front of the rack, and what do you want the man to do? Dang, leave people alone.
Men will put their in what they can put it in.
And they won't stay with them, but they will marry.
She just sat here and looked at all of us and said, oh, this is what men want.
I mean, ask them.
I seem to have a problem a little bit with men, like just comments that you're making, but yet you...
I have no problem with men. I'm straight. I love men.
I just heard like multiple just negative comments about men. Like
you
they like
do
to
realize
put their...
that men are responsible for 90% of the violent crime.
But you're sleeping with them, many of them.
Yeah,
so
but
do
we
like...
We still love men. Saying, oh, I'm anti-man. I'm not.
I didn't say you were anti-man.
Men, a lot of them.
I didn't say you were anti-man.
I'm
pretty
so
sure
tired
that
of
we
feminists
all
being labeled
love
as
men.
anti-man. We're not. In fact, I think feminists help men because we're trying to relieve a little bit of pressure off of them. Like,
but they're not asking for
anti-man.
that. They would rather you just respect them. They would just rather respect. They don't care about none of the things you have to offer.
Just because we don't worship men doesn't mean that we don't like them. I don't put them on a pedestal. I don't treat them like they're princes. I'm not like, oh, what great, amazing dudes. I like men just fine. I'm unfortunately straight too.
Question on this side, especially for those of you who love men, right? Yeah. Right. What can you tell me some things you love about men?
I like men the same reasons I like women. These are all just human traits. You're funny, you're smart, you're good looking, you take care of me. I have girlfriends like that. I'm not by side.
But we're not talking about
friends or girls.
We're talking because you said that a lot of people think feminists hate men. I want to know, without talking about women,
only talking about men, what do you like about men?
I guess I'm trying to think about what makes men unique, though, because when I like a man, they're funny, they're smart, they're good looking. But I could describe a woman with these terms.
Okay, so you don't think that there are things about men that are unique necessarily?
Well, I mean, I'm born straight, so I can't say I choose to be attracted to men. This is how I was born. You know what I mean?
So I think that I'm sexually attracted to men. I think they're pretty much the exact same as women. But if I were choosing to hang out with someone one-on-one, I'd probably pick a woman because I'd probably be safer because they probably wouldn't be trying to, I don't know, have sex with me as an ulterior motive.
So it sounds like a lot of...
But I mean, I just don't see men as a special category that they need to be worshipped in some separate way. Men are really the reason why I'm here.
But don't you know that men allow you to have your rights? Because if it really came down to it, they can just overpower you and take all of your rights.
Actually, I have rights because of women. I have rights because women
You have
who
rights
came before
because
me.
of men.
The reason why I'm able to vote is not because of men, but because of hard-working women.
And who allowed it?
A
Who voted on it?
few good
Who
men.
allowed these things to happen? Men, not a few. A lot of good men.
I'm telling you, Jada, they not hearing you. Miss Maggie, they not hearing you. You can talk till you're blue in the face. Woman, ask them, okay, what is it about men that you like? Well, they're the same as women, did it? And that's a problem too. Because if a man has to be like a woman, then you really actually like women. Well, unfortunately, I'm sexually attracted to men and I can't do anything about that. You sound dumb. You sound like an idiot. Stop saying that. They sit up here talking. They think it makes them sound smart. Well, this is what I like. I'm sexually attracted. Da, da, da. Just quit talking. What do you like? What does a man do for you that a woman can't? How does he show up in your life in a way that a woman can't? That takes some thought. And instead of popping off at the mouth, you have to sit back and be quiet. That's the problem with you. That's the problem that you're having right there. You can't sit back and be quiet and really think, well, why do I like men? Okay. Y'all sit up and talk stupid, laughing and giggling. You don't know what you're talking about. Just be quiet. Just stop talking. If you're not going to say anything that makes any sense, just stop talking. That's what they're saying. You guys, y'all think hollering and carrying on is going to move a man. When a cub roars at a lion, do you think a lion takes a cub just roared at me? Y'all see that? Did y'all see what happened there? I had a cub roar at me. No, that lion looking at him like, oh, okay. Good for you. Good job. You're a cub to a man. He look at you, be like, oh, good job. Well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Okay, well, let me go with you to make sure you're safe. I'm walking. I'm coming. So you're going to be up at the courthouse at 9:30? I'll be there at 9:30. At 9:30, sharp. I'm going to be there at 9:20, actually. Make sure I get a parking spot. Make sure I'm there. We got all that we need. And we're going to walk in that courthouse and stand for your rights as a woman. I'll be there at 9:20. We go in there at 9:30 and we do what we need to do. I'm following your lead. That's what men do. Because men do that in other facets of their life. Even if sometimes they don't agree with what's going on. The man says, hey, this is what we're doing. All right, boss. I'm there at 8:30. Okay? But we need you here at 8 o'clock. I'm there at 8 o'clock. I might not like it, but I'm there at 8 o'clock. Wear these shirts. All right, let's wear these shirts. All right, let's get in line. Form a line. That's why men get further, even though they might not like each other. A lot of men respect each other. And so they get further with their structure. Hey, we just need to build a structure and we can go our separate ways, but we need the structure. You guys operate off of what you want. Men operate off of what we need. We gotta do it. Has to be done. The structure has to be built or all of us, we're gonna die. Well, all of us gonna die then. there's not a lot of men that operate in that headspace.
Women have to be a little bit narcissistic by nature, and not in the way you see online, oh, he's a narcissist, oh, she's a narcissist, oh, they're abusive, but just in the way of, if as a woman you feel fundamentally to your core ugly or worthless or undesirable, it eats away at your soul. It's the most heartbreaking experience a woman can go through, to think that she's ugly and undesired by men. Not to say that the desire of a man is everything, but imagine going through your whole life as a woman never having been wanted.
Oh, that's
it has created the most damaged women.
How about just being a good person? Just be a good person, man. You know? And I know that's a broad statement, but just be a good person. You doing that type of stuff, a man's going to be able to sniff that out, and it's going to ruin you anyway.
What did you mean when you said, I'm going to need 2 to 3 nuts first because this is going to be good? What did you mean by I'm going to need 2 to 3 nuts?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
No, maybe. No.
Maybe?
No.
Maybe not?
I don't.
Talk about busting nuts?
No.
Bro said, you talk about busting nuts? Busting nuts, perhaps? Listen, I don't even know if that's right. That's kind of evil when I think about it, because some of these balls be out here so thirsty, you could damn near get them to commit any crime. We need to switch this show up and bust some of these female teachers that be messing with their students in elementary and middle school. That's a little harder. I need you guys to embrace this challenge. I want you to bust some of these pervert females. The dudes are too easy, especially nowadays. All these guys are incels, man. They be fiending for it. We live in an era where guys pay for OF, even though adult content is free. It's pathetic and ugly out here. Honestly, I really think we need, as a society, to do something about male perversion. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives.
So I've been having like interesting conversations with men, and this is what I've gathered. A man that is 35 years old or older with no children is seen as a man of high value. But the problem that they're finding is that women that are single with no children usually come with one of the two of these issues that I'm going to mention. One is the lack of ambition. They might work a 9 to 5, but they lack ambition and don't do much. The two is that they have a good job, no kids, and too much ambition, where they are so hardworking that, you know, it just outweighs everything. And a man doesn't want a woman like that. And he didn't ask for that. He wants to mate now. He wants to have kids. She doesn't want to feel like she has to put down her hat to have these children with a man. She wants to feel seen, heard, and possibly just, you know, told to go for her goals. And then another issue, actually, let me say number 3, because the next issue is crazy. A man that is of age, like 35 and plus, necessarily doesn't want to date a woman in her 30s, single with no kids, because that's not desirable to them. Because if you're a man that is of high value and rare, why would you want to pick the oldest of the bunch? You want to go to the 20-something-year-olds. But guess what the problem with that is? The 20-something-year-olds are looking at you men like cash cows, you know? Their mentality is completely different. So now you have a problem. You have a load of men over the age of 35, single with no children, don't want to date women with kids, and don't want to date women that are too ambitious and too hardworking, don't want to date the young girls because all they really want is finances. And you have women that are single mums that will give those men what they need, but they come with extra, which is children. So now because of this, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because you can't have your cake and eat it, because there is no cake. Good luck, because I'm seeing a lot of men over 35 still living at home with their parents. No girl in sight. Might as well turn into a hobbit. There'll be a lot of women and a lot of men single, because nobody wants to give. Nobody wants to put down the walls. Nobody wants to do anything but have all their terms and conditions on what they want. But then yet, I don't even know what else to say, guys. It's ridiculous.
So a woman here in the comments says, when did men not like their own age? I know some who won't date younger because of mindset and stages of life. I think we have to stop scrolling on these apps for too long. It's messing up everybody's thinking in real life. Hope everybody finds the love they deserve and hold it together. I think men do like women their own age. If they're looking for something certain, they might go, like say for instance, he's 35. He might marry a woman that's 28, 29, right? Just because they hit it off, he's looking for a woman that is, not to say that women in their 30s aren't fertile, but he's looking for a woman that is better positioned for that. She's going to be looking for resources. Well, I've got the resources. Do you care about my age? Am I too old for you? No? Okay, well, then we'll get together. That's how that works. If you're 35 and you're a woman, then you're a modern woman, then you're probably going to be saying things that cut him off. And if you're not, then he'll be like, yeah, cool. All right, let's get together. If you're 36, 37, 38, and you're saying things that are going to turn him off, then he's going to be like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. But if you're saying things where he's like, okay, not a lot of baggage, let's try it out. And that man might want to have kids, to be honest with you. He might want to have kids. I'm telling you, a lot of these men out here will change for you. I mean, he can't bend over backwards. Well, depends on what kind of woman you are. Depends on what kind of woman you are. But he can't, well, once again, a man will change the entire structure of his life if you give him a reason to. But a lot of modern women, it don't matter what age it is, a lot of modern women aren't really giving men a reason to change their structure.
I say you fight down to your knees, being the best you can be. Let me invest in you, please.
Invest in me?
What's your name?
What's my name? Why don't you ask me if I'm hungry?
Huh?
Why don't you ask me if I'm hungry?
Okay, are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
All right, but what's your name?
Are you gonna buy me something to eat? Okay, girl, he did say he want to invest in you, but dang, you can't give him your name before begging for some food at that?
You gonna tell me your name?
After you tell me you're gonna buy me something to eat.
I'll buy you something to eat. You hungry?
Yes, I'm hungry.
I'm gonna invest in your stomach, okay?
Yes,
I'm gonna invest in your good.
Yeah, invest
All
in
right.
me. After that, I'm on my way to the bank.
Okay, but what's your name?
What's your bank? What bank you
I
have?
bank with Chase. I chase bank, baby.
Oh.
I'm like Blueface, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what's your name? You ain't gonna never tell me.
Now, girl, what the hell does you going to the bank got to do with you giving that man your name? I'm a little confused because you hungry, now you begging for some money. Like, damn, y'all can't even give a person 5 minutes before y'all ass start begging.
Your name? Okay, I'm gonna call your name is Chase. That's your name. That's your nickname, Chase. My name Hubert.
Mika.
They call me Hubie though, for sure. Hubie, yeah. What you wanna eat? You hungry? I'll take you out. Give me your number.
I think I'm gonna go to Poppy's Steak. That's what I'm
Okay.
That's what I'm
All right, let me get your phone number. I'll take you there.
Well, we could just go there now.
Go there now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool, Mika. With you?
That's a damn shame. All that damn begging. Y'all cannot help yourself. Why y'all don't go get your own shit? Why do y'all think because somebody asks you your name that they supposed to pay for something? Like, damn, what the hell has this dating shit come to? I'm scared to ask anybody their damn name. They might want something.
Nah, this ain't it. There's a time to mess around and have fun. There's a time to be serious, but on a man's wedding day, you gotta make him feel like Superman, not make him look like an idiot. Not a real friend.
He started that. He tapping that. He was going around tapping them boys. Boom, boom. He was going down the line doing. He started that. He knew what he was doing. He started that.
You're going to have to come with some significant firepower to get one of these brothers. I can tell you that right now. But instead of her saying that to the ladies, you heard what she said, all this nonsense about, oh, you have to make him stop, you have to walk away. Sis, you are not impacting anything by walking away. For every one of you sisters that walks away, I guarantee you there are about 3 Brunas and Gretas right now waiting in the wings. Okay? I can promise you that. Waiting in the wings to take your spot. My brother, Dr. B, he specializes in the Dominican Republic. He said it the other day. He said, listen, let me tell you something. The sisters over, and we're talking about black women now, Afro-Latinas. We're not even talking about the Blancas or any other race of women. We're talking about black women in the diaspora, in the Caribbean and whatnot, Afro-Latin world. He said, listen, let me tell you something. The Dominicanas over there, they do not consider black American women as competition at all, not one bit. They do not consider them competition, not one bit. And the same thing is true for the ladies in Brazil. The same thing is true for the ladies in Colombia. The same thing is true for the ladies in Panama. The same thing is true for the ladies in Venezuela. We know Venezuela got freed up. We know what's about to happen in a minute. Venezuela and Cuba. We know what's about to happen there. You think these sisters are shaking in their boots because of sisters from black America? No. What black American women need to do is tighten up.
It comes to a point where you have to stop begging and start doing. Getting my boy ready for school was the ultimate plus today. Mama spotted a little roughness, so we had to get him together and looking right. One thing I won't do is send my kid to school looking like he had a rough life. If he's happy, then I'm happy, and it's a win-win.
Shorty hashtag single mom. That's an L. Let me give you some advice. Instead of doing all of that, why don't you just get back with the father of your child and try to have a healthy, happy family.
The woman has all the power in the house.
All of them don't know how to use it.
Just don't know how to use it. All day long, and I have said this in another viral clip, talking about the word submission.
Yeah.
I submit to my wife all day, every day. She dictates what we eat, when we eat, what side of the bed we sleep on, where we sit, what time to go to sleep, the physical intimacy, when we have sex, if we don't have sex, the temperature in the house, all of that. My wife dictates all of that.
Yeah.
I submit to her all day. So when I say to you, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, I expect you to submit to my provision. Why? Right. Because I submit to you all day. This is a dance.
Yeah.
This is a dance.
Yeah.
Your turn. Here go your song. Okay, now we chop to your song because this your song.
Right.
I'm getting ready to play my song.
Yeah.
You better get up. It's time to dance.
You can't be tired
because don't get tired now. Don't tell me your feet hurt now.
Right.
Because we danced to your song 3 times.
Right.
They played your song back to back to back. You know I don't even like that song. But I dance with you because you are my woman. I love you. That's my job.
100%.
You feel me?
100%.
This is the stuff that we are missing. And a lot of it gets missed, again, back to your point, because the wounds get too big for the moment. They get too big to deal with the problem. It's never about the problem. It usually is about the person.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code TAD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TAD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
Kevin Samuels was a real father figure to many men, and that's nothing to laugh at. I think his death was like losing a father all over again for many men. I think many of these men have unprocessed grief, and grief looks different for different people, like repression, anger, hopelessness, rumination, and other manifestations of grief. And the grief, I don't think we've been naming grief here. The grief, the loss has not been ceremonially or formally recognized by society and culture at large, of course, but then specifically in the Black community, it's been largely dismissed. My thought is that this is another type of erasure of these men's experiences, and it just compounds the impact of the grief and the loss. I want to be real. Many men, not all, but many, became so attached to Kevin Samuels, talking about beyond resonating with him, because they looked to him as someone who really cared about him, loved them, guided them in a way many did not have from their own fathers. I'm making the argument that his life, coming upon his work and then facing his death, was like finding a father and losing him after many had already lost their father, because so many men, Black men in particular, didn't have one. I don't have jokes for you here because there's absolutely nothing funny about it. I'm suggesting there should be a public memorialization of his life, regardless of how you feel about him or how he went about his work. I think this grief, this loss, should be honored like anybody else's who has lost someone who meant a lot to them. I think not recognizing his life, his death, and his work is a block in the general Black community, emotionally, mentally, relationally, even spiritually. I'm suggesting there should be an event, not just virtual. I'm talking about in person, to help to process the grief and celebrate the life of someone who made such an impact and meant so much to so many people. I think this could be helpful in moving the community forward, or at least helping people individually and personally work through some of this grief. I could be wrong, but I have a sense about this. I want to know what you think. Should we do it?
What's your body count?
My body count? I'd say like under 5.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, there's a couple situations in which like I don't feel like they count. For example, like if I meet a fan and we decide to do content, I don't consider that part of body count. If I go on a girls trip, whatever happens in that girls trip, I feel like that doesn't count as a body count.
So if you get drunk, 5 guy,
Didn't happen.
it doesn't count towards a body count.
Doesn't happen. It doesn't count. It doesn't count because it just doesn't. I feel like the only times I consider body count is when I'm like invested in what I'm doing and like in an emotional way.
So if you met the man of your dreams right now and he wants to spend the rest of his life with you and he says, I just have to ask you one question, just be honest, it doesn't matter. What's your body count? What would you say?
I would be honest. I would say under 5.
So now we just sitting up here lying. Just lying. Sitting up here lying and carrying on. Lying and carrying on. Delusional, man.
It's my opinion that we need to bring back shame, because if we bring back shame, then people will correct their behavior. I think we should fat shame. I think we should her shame. I think that we should bring back shame.
Should we? You said fat shame, right?
Yeah, I think we should fat shame.
People won't get better from shame. That's not good.
I think
and
they
even
will.
so, it's toxic.
We need to bring back shame. Men shame each other all the time. Men constantly call each other out on their behavior and hold each other to a high standard. Women are so emotional. Oh, she's so mean. Blah blah blah.
If I developed eating disorders because
That's why
of fat
the emotional
shame. So you still
stable,
think
because
it's good.
No, I think you should get into the gym, which you are. Good
I am,
for you.
but I still have to deal with.
I mean, did you
24/7 mentally?
Did you deal with bullying, like about your weight?
Yes.
And look, now you've lost 60 pounds.
Not
I'm
because
sure.
of that.
I think some
Not
of it may
because
have
of that.
contributed.
Oh, so you think it was good?
Yes. If you've lost 60 pounds, then yes.
No, you think it was good that I was bullied?
I think we should bring back bullying. Yes.
And what if I starve myself for days?
That's not the right way to go about it. You should do it in a healthy way.
But sometimes you develop eating disorders because of these kind of things.
Men are shamed all
What
the
if
time.
I start shaming you on your hair?
That's okay.
Bro, you're not supposed to shame other people.
Sorry, I just fell in love. Honestly, I haven't even finished the rest of that video, but I could already tell you that big ass nigga on the left is gonna be a big problem.
Whoa, wait, brother. Hey. Talk your shit, brother. Talk your shit, little nigga. You ain't lying at all, boy. You ain't lying at all.
Let's debunk some myths about 50-50 custody, starting with dads only ask for 50-50 custody to get out of paying child support. Okay, so do moms only deny 50-50 custody in order to receive more child support? It seems like it could go both ways. This argument is made even weaker when women say that child support doesn't even cover the actual cost of the child and that it barely reimburses what they've already paid in. Because if that's true, then when the man takes on 50% of the parenting, how in the world is he getting out of paying for the child? Especially when you consider the fact that many to most fathers still end up with a child support order even when they have 50-50 or even primary custody, because a lot of child support formulas are only based on one person's income. But finally, and listen up because this is the most damning part and something not even I believed until I looked into it. According to this Wisconsin court record study, this Wisconsin divorce sample, this Wisconsin guidelines review, don't worry, we'll leave Wisconsin now, this national study on custody time versus payment patterns, this federal synthesis, this national research brief, this national longitudinal study, this peer-reviewed research, and this Urban Institute brief, fathers are actually more likely to pay child support more frequently and in higher amounts when they are given more shared, meaningful parenting time with their children. So while it certainly does happen that some parents fight over custody in order to either increase or reduce their child support orders, the national data is clear. Fathers are not asking for 50-50 to avoid paying child support. Fathers with 50-50 are more likely to pay child support than anyone. So, boop, debunked. Kids deserve to see their mom and dad. What else you got for me?
You know, a lot of these women, they be saying that stuff costs and it don't really be costing. They don't really be paying for that type of stuff. They be out here basically falsifying records is what they're doing. Oh, this cost this cost that. Lying. You don't even pay for that. Oh, well, I need this, I don't need that. Oh, I need that. Like say, for instance, a woman say, oh, I need you to pay for my babysitter. You don't have a babysitter. You send your kids to your mom's house. Well, they still need to be paid. If you don't pay them on a daily basis, they're pretty much over there all day, all night. You go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and you don't get back. Well, honestly, you get off at the regular time, but you don't come pick them up until like 10 p.m. So effectively, your parents are raising your children. Do you ever pay them? Do you ever give them anything to eat? Your parents do that. So why now am I paying for a babysitter when you don't even pay your parents for doing a job that they do for you every day?
Yeah, but I did tell you I don't change diapers from the beginning, before he was born. Did you think it was gonna change? Like I would actually like flip and like do it?
I did. I did. I thought that like because you are in a different.
This is the paradox of female nature. They don't want the lies, but clearly they also don't want the truth, because he told her the truth and she didn't accept it. She didn't believe it. She thought she could change the truth. And this is really unfortunate, because really it sets men up for a challenge and failure, because we're dealing with beings who don't want to be lied to, but they also won't accept the truth at the same time. It also underscores the importance of men figuring prominently into really all aspects of leadership. This young lady should have went to her father, hey, I'm marrying a man says he doesn't want to change diapers. What do you think? Dad would have been like, yeah, he's probably serious. If you're not cool with that, don't marry him. Now, me personally, will I change diapers? Hell nah, I'm right there with him. Yeah, absolutely not. It's your children. Yeah, and you're the mother. Go ahead, change that diaper. I'm not going to ask you to do my job. So don't ask me to do your job. I'm not going to ask you to come into my office, sit down in the big leather chair, and start getting to work on paper assets. So we will have division of labor, and I'm going to let you know up front, there won't be any surprises, except that you create surprises in your mind because you lie to yourself. Here's the thing, fellas. You could tell a woman the truth, and then she lies to herself. Go figure. Comments, thoughts below.
And another thing was that a lot of women were upset with her mom for laughing. Her mom, she probably talked to her mom about that before. Her mom probably heard that. And she thought everybody was joking. Number one. Number two, Game is probably taking care of both of them. That's why they're on that podcast doing that type of stuff. He's there as a guest. She's trying to start her own thing. I would assume. I need to look that up, but it looks like she's trying to start her own thing, and who better than her and her mom trying to start their own thing. And let's get the Game on the podcast to bring in some views and bring in some money to create some sort of pop. And you're doing what you need to be doing. That's what's going on. You're doing what you need to be doing, and hopefully it's working out well for you. But basically, honestly and truly, if that's the case, you should be willing to change those diapers, because essentially he's giving you the golden ticket to make your own money, right? He's giving you an interview. So the money that you're going to make off of this and be able to bring on other guests because you have cachet with Game, you ought to be thanking him. Game also has a lot of other friends in the industry. You talk to him, he talks to his friends, they come on your podcast. Another thing there. So you're essentially making money off of his name and his cachet and his network. And you're complaining about having to change diapers. So I did a little bit more research on this young lady, and it's actually, she's receiving notoriety on both sides, right? Because her mom apparently was on Basketball Wives, VH1's Basketball Wives, and then her mom had her own spinoff show on Oprah's network, the OWN network, for about a year. So she's actually getting her cachet from that, which is probably how she met the Game. She runs in those circles, so she would meet an NBA player or a rapper. That's just how that works. Is she cute? Let me see.
I did.
She's cute. Yeah, she's cute. so she's pretty, so they're gonna pay attention to her, right? At least from that angle. Yeah, she wears a lot of makeup, but you know what modern woman doesn't these days. It is what it is. Right? She has pretty hair, which is always a good thing, in my opinion. But yeah, so she's got them on both sides. She's got the game, and she's got her mom. So yeah, she's essentially riding her mom's coattail and game's coattail, which is, you know, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. But back to what I was saying, if you're going to receive that type of notoriety and those views from him, he's actually already doing you a favor. So the least you can do is go in there and change the diaper.